Three, two, one. Hi, I'm Positive Harry, and thank you so very much for taking time to watch this video. Happy Thursday to you. It is January 9th, 2014. I pray that your New Year's is going well. Well, I'm excited today because one of my subscriber, accountable woman, has given me a topic, and I am so grateful that this is my first topic that someone had asked me to address something. Hello, Positive Harry. Your videos are really encouraging. I have topics I want you to touch on sometime. I have a topic that I want you to touch on sometime. How to handle prejudiced people in a positive way. At work, I often hear prejudiced remarks made by customers and coworkers. At least one customer makes extremely hateful comments about other races, the government, and president. Once she even started to say something hateful about a coworker just because of their race. And I simply told her that this particular coworker was one of our best, a hard-working individual and very friendly. I even heard her, I even heard her told once that, oh, I even told her, excuse me, I even told her once that Jesus died for everyone, not just for some people. Anyway, I've been praying for this lady, but I still cringe when I see her come. Thank you very much for this topic, and thank you so much for your honesty. And with an honest heart, God can truly work inside of an honest heart. I'll move this up a little bit. It seems like it's down. How is that? Okay, so let's look at this topic. First of all, what I want to say is that each and every one of us, every day, we have our own prejudice, we have our own stereotypes, we have our own judgmental attitude that we need to be working on each and every day. And sometimes what happens is if we run into someone that is prejudice, or we might say more prejudice, or about a different thing being prejudice, it kind of ignites some things inside of us, so that whatever is going on in our camp, we need to work on. And as far as this particular situation, as far as praying, boom, 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 amen. On the praying for the individual. Not only that, he shared that Jesus died for all races, and yes, he did. Now, let's look at some practical ways that we can address this, and I'll share some of my personal experiences with that. I've lived in that particular state in which you are from, and for a number of years, even back in the late 70s, and I was employed there as a college student. I worked at a grocery store, trying to earn a little income, and was there. And so as a cashier, they taught you, says, well, if your line is low and someone's line is long with customers ready to be checked out, then you go over and politely grab that basket and say, sir, ma'am, I'll take you over here. So this one particular day, when I was new there, and I did that. Went over there and I put my hand on the basket and said, ma'am, I'll take you over in my line, because people were lined up over here and I had no one. Okay. And so as soon as I did that, that lady says, no, and she pulled her basket back. Now, the hurtful thing is that when I grabbed the basket, this middle finger was through the little, wire basket thing. So my finger was in, and so when she pulled it, my finger was in. I was like, oh, and so I got my finger. Maybe that's why my finger is crooked to this day. It was right, this middle finger. No, it's not crooked because of that. It's because of a lot of sports. But anyway, it not only hurt, physically, but more, emotionally. That is like, whoa. And she did it in front of other people, and no one else said anything. And it's like, wow. So in certain states, there are, more prejudice. There's prejudice everywhere. But so I can kind of identify with that. And it was really, really hurtful. But as I've gone through life, run into other people, and some you befriend that they grew up prejudiced, and they just have those things. And if you look at, like anger and resentment and finding something, and you see it's not just isolated to different race. This individual that you were talking about, you say state negative things about the government mind and and the president, and it's just a lot of internal things going on inside of her. And so praying for her, and we will pray for her and continue to pray for her, is that um, um, and you say you cringe, and so that says there's something that's going on the inside of you. And so let me give you some practical things you can do. Number one is you can joke with an individual, but in a serious way, but be really serious and say, okay, Mrs. Carter, I want you to say all positive comments today when you come in. Okay, remember we have the spirit. I've been praying, for you. Okay, and it all depends how embedded it is in, because sometimes you just can't, because that individual will try to retaliate on you, and so I don't know. So you have to kind of gauge that yourself. And you really never know what people have going on. Some of the things that were shared with me, like this one particular individual, is like he was just really, racist. And but I was able to, befriend the individual, and he told me, why and how he became so racist is that his mother was dating outside of that particular race. And it's only one race, human race, but just for, yeah, I know things have changed. And so when the mother would leave, this individual would do degrading things to this little child. And so as this child grew up with this anger and resentment and hurt, and he's been violated and not protected. And so he just grew up, drugs, drinking, jail, identified with other people of his race, and how it's segregated. You still got to stay with your own kind, and so he had the tattoos and everything like that. But I know the individual really well, and his life has been changed, because he realized as he goes through that healing process, of transformation, you know that you can't blame just one particular race because something didn't something that you were infected or affected by um, really got a hold of you. So anyway, work on the cringe part when you see her, and asking God to help you with those feelings and when you see her, and it'll work, because God will bring about a change inside of you. And the last thing that I would say is that when she's in the store, she brings that presence into the store. Okay? But now you be the light and share positive things around her and other people. Okay? I'm Positive Harry. I am Positive Harry. And I approve this message. Lord bless you. Gotta go.